Well, for me, co-production is an aim, moving away from what I would see as having always been codependency, where both the professional and the service user were in their comfort zones and wanted to stay there. So that, if you like, the service user felt happier that the professional would make a lot of decisions on their behalf in their best interests, and that the professional would think, well, this is my bread and butter. Without these guys, I haven't actually got a job. Moving away from that takes a huge paradigm shift on both parts, I think. But if you get the notion that both, it can be a win-win situation, and that together it's much easier to solve problems than one side thinking they have all the answers. And I think that's the idea, that you've got to move from a position of power on one side, or power imbalance, and say, well, let's take it as we want to solve this together. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, and as you recognise, it is quite a shift that's needed. Do you think there's any really key things that we need to try and tackle in order to get towards that?
One of the big things I think on part of the professionals is for them to move out of their comfort zones in terms of their silo approach, because I think it's very much people needing to understand the other person's point of view, and that's not necessarily just the service user understanding the professional and vice versa, but that each professional understanding where another professional is coming from, so whether it's a social worker, a psychiatrist and so on, why they've got a different perspective. And I think it's probably the system of education that we have, that people specialise so much and say, oh, I'm the expert in this, this is the one thing I know about. But then you don't really see, oh, the other person might have an interesting take on this that might be helpful. So it's that view.